Hello.
Thank you. Hello. It's working? It's working? Yes. Okay. Hello. Good morning, everybody. And thank you to 15 seconds for inviting me to this amazing conference. I want to talk to you about digital transformation, but from the wrong point of view. I want to talk to you about missteps in digital transformation from my opinion and from the perspective of a digital journalism view. That's it. So I don't want to talk about what you have to do a proper digital transformation, because you have a lot of literature about that. I want to talk to you about the things you must avoid, the things you must not do, and how to avoid these mistakes, these missteps. First of all, you need sometimes you need some literature. This is the 8-step management process for change from Joseph Kotter. This is very important. When you start a digital transformation, it's good that you follow some steps. This is a very good, very quick guide to guide your digital transformation. First of all, you need to create urgency, you need to form a powerful coalition, and create a vision of change. And I will focus on the first stage, because I think that most of digital transformations efforts fail in one of these three first steps. First of all, a perspective of Unidad Editorial of El Mundo, one of the main newspapers in Spain with decades of history of how we have managed our digital transformation. In 2013, we made our first effort. We had a vision. We want to create one kitchen, one newsroom, and we want that this kitchen make food for two different dining rooms, the print and the digital dining room, right? We changed our design, our content management system. We set up a paywall as the New York Times one, but we failed. Why we failed? Because the company finally, for the long term, didn't focus on digital. They preferred to focus on print. Why? Because the money was still on print. The effort was not enough. We had a lack of a long-term strategy, and we failed in the transformation. 2016, we tried again. We had a different, but not so different strategy for the newsroom. We had one kitchen and one dining room. We want to produce all the content from the same newsroom and choose which content fits best for paper or for digital or for any one of our properties. We had a new editor-in-chief, and he wants to push for this digital transformation, but still, we didn't have a good long-term strategy to refocus the company from paper to digital, right? We just did an isolated effort, and we failed in digital transformation again. We learned things in 2013, 2016, and now we are in our third attempt, and I think this may be the right one. Our vision now is different. We have one product, we produce content, and we have many different formats. So we have to choose which the best format for every content is. This is our main task. But now, the difference with the past is that in the past, we produce mainly for paper, and then we adapt to digital, and now we are starting to produce mainly for digital, and we are adapting to print. And that's much better, because in digital, you have more opportunities, more tools. You can do much more things to communicate things to people. Now we have a new staff, a new owner of our company. Now we have a long-term strategy, as I will show you next. And now we are starting to transform. We are really starting to transform. It wasn't easy. It's a 5-year process with fails, with success. And I want to tell you more about the missteps, what we did wrong in these 5 years. First of all, you need an urgency. You need a sensation of urgency, a need for change. If you don't have that, it will be impossible to transform anything. Absolutely impossible. This is the difficult situation of the press in Spain. In 10 years, from 2007 to 2017, we lost more than 50% in our circulation. And we lost more than 70% in the advertising revenue from print. You might think, but the digital is compensating the situation. No. In digital, we grow up more than 200%, but not in numbers. We lost more than €1 billion from 2007 to 2017, but we only increased the digital revenue in €300. So we were losing a lot of money. We were losing an opportunity. But you might think, this is enough to change. No, this is not enough. Why is not enough? Because the situation is the same all over the world, almost all over the world, but especially in Spain. So this is a problem. When you want to change a company and you are just focusing on the market and everybody is having the same problems, the top managers of your company probably tell you, okay, we want to change. But what they are really thinking is, okay, we want to change, but not at all. We prefer to wait until we see what the rest of the people do. And this is the main problem. You need an urgency in the market, but I think you need an urgency of your own. What happens in 2018? We was the leading company in digital in Spain for the last decade. In 2016, 2017, we start to lose that leadership to our main competitor. And this is the thing that we need to create this sensation of urgency. Excuse me. So this is what moves us to want to change. This is what makes the difference. Now, when we were losing the leadership, everybody in the company, the top management, they said, okay, let's do that. Let's change. Now is the moment. And now we have a long-term strategy, and we have a vision, because we want to retake our leadership. We want to go back to the #1 in Spain. And this goal, this unite all the company. Everybody wants to be the leader. And this is a very, very nice help. This was really helpful to start moving the company, to start working in a real digital transformation. So first idea, before you start a digital transformation, be sure that you have an urgency, that you have a need for change. But not only because of the market, but because of your own. If you don't have that, it will be really difficult to move on. Second idea, never walk alone. Never walk alone. If you go alone for a digital transformation, you will fail. And you will be frustrated, always and constantly frustrated. Even if you are the CEO, you need a fellowship. You need partners to do a digital transformation. It's a very complex process, and I'm sure that we have tried alone or just a few people. You need all the company on board. If you don't have all the company on board, this is very difficult, almost impossible to change a company. Second idea, don't overload digital transformation with additional goals. For example, we had a big problem when we started working in 2016. We came from a layoffs period, and we are starting to transform the company. So everybody was really worried that we were doing that to do more layoffs. This is a big mistake also. A transformation is about change. It's about people. You can overload people with additional goals because you will fail. Again, you will fail if you do that. So what do you need? Do you need public relations? Our work on digital transformation is our work on public relations. You need to communicate, to bring people into your fellowship, as much people as possible, because everybody will be touched by this transformation. Everybody will be affected by your work. So a lot of people won't want to do the change. And you have to create this amazing fellowship with as many people as possible to change your company. This is what happens as in 2016. We had the support of the CIO, the support of our new editor-in-chief, but we didn't manage to do that because a lot of people in the company was opposed to the digital transformation, to the transformation. So we failed. Again, we failed. And this was really terrible. We had a lot of people against us. It was very, very, very difficult to move on. So, my second advice, digital transformation work is a lot about public relations. You need to build a plan, a long-term vision, more things, but it's a lot about public relations. This is about people. Don't forget that transformation is not about technology, it's not about product, it's about people, about changing people mindsets. In our case, changing from a paper-oriented, print-oriented mindset to a digital-oriented mindset. This one is very important to me. Have a vision. You need a vision to change. If you are not changing your vision, you won't change anything because you don't have anything to change, anything to transform. So transformation is not a goal. You don't have to transform a company because it's something that everybody is doing. You have to do that because you have new goals, because you have a clear, a simple, and measurable goals to take with your KPIs. You can measure that. This is very important. This is not something that say, my competence is doing that, I want to do the same thing. No. What do you want to do? Why do you want to do? How are you going to measure it? What's the criteria of success? All of that work is something that you have to do before you start working in the digital transformation or in a transformation. Short-term victories are not a strategy. You can sometimes, when you are in the process of transformation, you can have some short-term tactical moves. That's good. We did the training, we improved tools, we launched new products, but this is not a strategy. This is just a help to accomplish something bigger. So you need a long-term victory. A long-term victory. The short-term is never a good transformation strategy. This is very important. What's the mission statement for your company and how you want to change that? If your mission statement is working, your business is working, you don't need to change to transform your company. Maybe you need to change some things, but not to transform. So you don't have a situation like the one we had. We had a lot, we're losing money, losing users, losing our leadership. Maybe you don't have to change anything. You just have to adjust some things. No? But when you are starting to work in a transformation, you need to review your mission statement and maybe change it. And change it in a clear way. This is very important. So it's a difficult process, of course. In 2016, we didn't have a new mission statement. We were a mainly print-focused company, and we want to make some improvements in our daily basis work, but we didn't have a big change in mind. In 2018, we had. Why? Because we were losing our leadership, and we need to rethink how El Mundo is in the market. So now we had a new mission. We want to take number one. We don't want to lose users, and we want to build a new business model based on subscriptions. This changed everything, based on digital subscriptions. And this change everything because this will change the way we produce content, the way we communicate with the users, how we treat the users to make them clients. This changes absolutely everything. And this is very important to understand. You need to review your mission statement, and you need a clear vision shared by all the company. So, third point, build a mission before you start and make sure it's measurable. 4, you need to communicate your vision. You need to talk. You need to talk a lot and be transparent. This is very important. You can't be opaque. No, you have to tell always what you are doing, why you are doing things, what's your goal, what's your vision, constant. This is an open process in a company. And if it's not open, you won't find a fellowship, you won't find allies. So a lot about transformation is talking, because transformation is not about, as I told, it's not about business, it's not about technology, it's not about product, it's about people. And people need to talk, always, in a constant way. This is very, very, very important, because if you talk enough, you will find the right allies that will help you to improve the situation, to build the transformation, and to be success. And also, transparency is very important. Why is important? Because sometimes during the process, when you are talking with transparency, you find people that have great ideas, and you have to be ready to change on the fly for these new and big and great ideas. And this is a very important process. Digital transformation or a transformation must be open to everybody. So, in 2016, we didn't talk much. We thought that we were right, and nobody had the chance to talk. We were really wrong in that. Now, in 2018, we are talking to everybody, from the staff writer, from the last staff writer that has been hired by the company, to the CEO or the president. Everybody is involved in change. And this is an important step for us. This is making the difference. This is really making the difference, because you find allies, and you don't find people that is against you. And if you find people against you, you have to involve them. And the best way to involve them is with the PR work and with talking. So, for idea, communication is a basic skill for digital transformation, because it will help to have the right allies to succeed. Sometimes you need to be hard, because once you start the train of the digital transformation, you can't stop it. Because if you stop it, the transformation will fail. The process will fail. And this is a hard lesson to learn. Why? Because even if you talk, even if you do your best PR work, you will always find people that don't want to change, doesn't want to change, that is against you. You don't like them. This always happens. So what's important is you don't have an option but to leave them on the road, to leave them behind. Sometimes there's no need for a punishment or anything like that. Just you have to show them that if they are not inside the train, they will keep out of the company. And they won't be able to work with the change that you want to do. This is hard. This is not easy, because it creates frictions and some problems inside the company, but it's really important, because it's like a train. And in 2016, we tried to move everybody into the digital transformation, but not talking. Yeah, we just want to say everybody's here or you are not. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. Now we are ready to say, if you don't want to change, no problem, but you will keep behind. You won't be a part of the company. You won't help us to improve and to make our goals and to transform our mission statement. This is key for us. This is a key for any digital transformation. And not punish people, but be ready to leave them behind. So once you start a digital transformation or a transformation, can't stop for anybody. You have to be on board or stay on the road. These are the 5 ideas. And one final consideration that is really important to me. Tactics versus strategy. A transformation is not a tactical movement. It has to be a strategic movement. Never. It's always about strategy, about the long-term vision. If you are doing a transformation for 1 year, 2 years, 1.5, this is not a transformation. This is just a tactical move. And this is a big problem. In Spain, for example, in the media companies, we want to make tactical moves to improve our advertising revenue, to improve our traffic, our number of users, these kind of things. But this is not a transformation. This is just tactical. If you confuse those two things, you will be constantly frustrated. This is the worst thing that you can be in a digital transformation is frustration. Frustration is the worst because it's a complex process and you must reduce frustration as much as you can. How do you make sure that you are working strategically and not from a tactical point of view? First, if you are changing the mission statement of your company, and second, if you are looking for a long-term vision and not for a short-term vision. Thank you very much.